Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Crowbar complaint goes to case management. A St. James man accused of striking another with a crowbar during a heated property dispute will return to court on July 31 for a case management hearing. Delroy Samuels, who is charged with unlawful wounding, made a brief appearance before Parish Court Judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton on Wednesday. While the case file is reportedly complete, the court stopped short of setting a trial date after Samuel's attorney, Michael Hemmings, requested more time to address certain undisclosed matters. According to court documents, the incident occurred about 10:59 a.m. in Coral Gardens, Montego Bay, St. James on April 15. The complainant had engaged a third party to construct a perimeter wall. Samuels allegedly volunteered to handle the column work but was turned down. He is said to have then entered the complainant's property and began removing plyboards. The complainant objected and asked him to leave, triggering a confrontation. It was during this clash that Samuels allegedly struck the man with a crowbar, causing injury. The police were summoned and Samuels was arrested and charged. While being cautioned, he reportedly told the police, "Officer, me no do nothing wrong. When me flash my hand, the crowbar catch him." At a previous court appearance, Hemmings indicated that while his client strongly denies the allegations, he was willing to pursue mediation. However, no resolution was reached during the mediation process. Judge Fairclough Hilton extended Samuel's bail and scheduled the next hearing for case management, during which the path forward will be determined. Customs broker sentenced for role in $12 million credit card fraud scheme. A customs broker, 44-year-old Nathaniel Graham, has been ordered to serve 3 years in prison following his conviction for his role in a multi-million-dollar credit card fraud operation targeting the Jamaica Customs Agency. However, Graham will be released in November as he has already served most of the time, having been in custody since November 2022. He was sentenced in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on July 11 after pleading guilty to several offenses on September 19, 2024. Graham was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment on each of the 6 counts of engaging in a transaction involving criminal property, with which he was charged, 3 years each on 8 counts of fraudulent conversion and 2 years each on 4 counts of obtaining money by means of false pretense. The sentences are to run concurrently. The charges stemmed from a report made by the GCA to the Financial Investigations Division concerning suspicious activities on its e-payment platform used for the payment of customs duties on imported motor vehicles and goods. Graham was found to have fraudulently used the credit card information from 5 individuals to make payments totaling $12,054,933.35. The FID says these unauthorized transactions triggered chargebacks from financial institutions, resulting in significant financial losses to the state and undermining the integrity of an important source of national revenue, the importation of goods. In commenting on the outcome, the FID's Senior Director of Legal Services, Courtney Smith, noted, "This case illustrates how fraudsters attempt to exploit government systems to their own advantage, robbing the country of vital revenue streams in the process, but it also demonstrates what can be achieved through strong institutional collaboration." Opposition accuses government of failing to deal with crash hotspots. The parliamentary opposition says the government has failed to address road surfaces at locations labeled crash hotspots. Opposition spokesman on transport, Michael Phillips, says while motorists have a responsibility for their safety, the government should also play its part in ensuring roadways are safe. He wants a closer attention to be paid to road surfaces in crash hotspots.
Jamaicans have to understand those who are using the road that they also have a responsibility to drive safely. But also the government has a responsibility in making those hotspots, those areas where we see, the increased number of road crashes, in dealing with those road surfaces that has not just popped up overnight, but that has come up in all research of being a hotspot on our roadways, especially on the North Coast Highway. In dealing with the road surfaces, in dealing with the hardware. So the minister made an announcement earlier this year that some of the ticketing fines, the revenue from it, would go to the Ministry of Transport to do some public education campaign on road safety. We have seen drips of it. We have not seen a full-sum campaign put out there. But, I have said from day one that the high fines from the Road Traffic Act itself would not be a deterrent to what we're seeing on our roads, but it will take real enforcement and ensuring that we hold those who break the law, we bring them the books. It's not just about writing one or two tickets, but a culture, changing a culture and discipline on the roads.
Family narrowly misses death after taxi crash on Old Harbor Road. Believing it was by the grace of God that their 3 daughters survived, now homeless, the family also worries about their 62-year-old relative who was seriously injured when a taxi slammed into their house on Old Harbor Road in St. Catherine. The incident occurred around 10 p.m. just outside the Jamaica Broilers Group head offices. By dawn on Friday, all that remained on their house was a gutted wooden structure, smashed furniture, appliances, clothing, and other debris. Raquel Brown and her partner, Osheen Ellis, are grateful for their children's lives, but are now searching for answers and help. Brown said it seemed as if her 1-year-old sensed what was about to happen. The child wiggled out of her grandmother's arms and walked into another room. Her sisters, aged 9 and 14, were nearby. They had just been sent to bed, but moved slowly, which may have helped to save them. Seconds later, chaos erupted. I was sitting in my room and I just felt the whole place start shaking. I screamed out to my baby father, "Earthquake!" But by the time I looked around, it was the car I saw. If I leaned over, I would be able to touch it. Brown recounted. Her first thought was for her children. Then she saw the driver exit the car and run past her. I asked him what happened, and him said, "Mommy, me don't know what going on," she said. Same time I heard my 1-year-old baby, and I said, "Help me now, come help," and him flash off my hand and run. Me did I try run him down, but when I remember my 3 pitney them, I turned back, she noted. She later found them injured, but safe. Her father-in-law, Joshua Ellis, 62, was pinned under the vehicle as passengers, 3 women and 2 men, fled the scene in fear. The baby was unharmed, the 14-year-old had a leg injury, and the 9-year-old suffered a concussion. According to Ellis's son, Osheen, it took minutes before onlookers realized he was pinned under the car, and about 9 men hoisted the vehicle from off of him before he was finally rushed to hospital. The girls were released from hospital early Friday morning, while Ellis, however, remains admitted with a broken leg and broken ribs. In all the chaos, some people turned up, started to help, while others looted the scene, one man making away with a bronze handbag containing bank and identification cards. The bag was later returned with the bank cards missing. With nowhere else to sleep, her baby's father is contemplating moving his family in with his mom elsewhere. As of late Friday morning, the Old Harbor police have yet to confirm the identity or arrest of the driver of the motor vehicle. Meanwhile, the traumatized couple who had been living at the location for about a year said that they have no desire to remain even if the house is repaired. Brown is a call center operator while Ellis is a bus conductor. They have lost at least 2 televisions, beds, and other belongings in the disaster and are begging for assistance. "Right now, I don't know where we're going to sleep tonight," said Brown as she looked at her 1-year-old daughter clinging to her legs. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.